What's up everybody and welcome to another episode of RAUDEZA Reviews. I'm RAUDEZA, and I know what you were probably thinking. You were probably thinking that the soundtrack for this video was going to be Kissed by a Rose. But it's not, because I can't stand that song. And let me get this clear, it's nothing against Seal personally. I actually love him as an artist and he has some really great music. I just think that song, when it came out, got so played out, it drove me crazy, and now I just can't listen to it, so it's not gonna happen. Also, a few programming updates. Basically, I got the new Studio 1.0 up and running, so that's basically done for the most part. It's still a work in progress, and it will morph into something else, but it's gonna be what I'm gonna be using for the immediate future. Now, I want to get the bat out of the room, so to speak. I was not a very big fan of the Schumacher Batmans. Especially cringeworthy is the George Clooney ones, although they did announce that they're going to make that figure, so I will be reviewing it. Now, even though I did not like the Batman Schumacher films, I still think that the costumes were pretty awesome, and I was pleasantly surprised with Val Kilmer's Batman, so this is still a wonderful piece to own. I just think it's a really cool Batman. And it is the Sonar version, so to speak, so I think it's so worth to have in your collection. These are kind of like luxury items or unique items, because since the films were not as popular, I think they are a little bit more collectible. So today we're going to be reviewing Hot Toys version of Batman Forever, the Sonar suit, the 1/6 scale figure. Let's take a closer look. Now, Val Kilmer's Batman is really awesome because he's incredibly talented. He had to play, as you know, two characters, both Bruce Wayne and Batman. Now, the head sculpt here is absolutely fantastic. That is definitely Val Kilmer in that costume. This has a nice, sharp sheen to it. I see several influences here. I think what I really like is the overall cowl. It's jagged. I like the countenance in the face. The makeup looks really well done, and the striations alongside the ears, so to speak, are really cool. It's just a really cool suit. I really like what they did here. I think one of the reasons that I was so drawn to this suit is how unique it is. Now, it does have this kind of like gunmetal, almost titanium finish to it, which is really reflective and really awesome. It does have the ability to move, so it is a little bit malleable. The muscular structure is done very well here. This is one unibody suit. Now, one of the things that I really like about it is how detailed it is, and that bat symbol going across the entire pectoral or chest area is really freaking cool. I love the shape of the gauntlets here, and they're a very unique color and they really stand out. But also I have to mention that the bat symbol in the belt area, or the utility belt, is really unique as well. It has this nice sort of subtle yellow to it, which really causes a focal point. This is a wonderful suit. I'm glad that they made the Sonar version. Now, I wanted to draw your attention to the gauntlets again because I think they're among the most unique in any bat suit. Now, overall, this Sonar suit, I feel, is really inspired by the mind of H.R. Geiger, and you can definitely see some influences there. It definitely has a motif of the biomechanical, which I think is really interesting. Now, the bat boomerang is among one of the several weapons that he has, and it's done in this really nice high polished silver, which is really cool, and it does hold, or does place in the hand very well, which is really awesome. I had to remark on this because I thought it was so cool. Now, the lower section of this piece is equally impressive, and this is why I say that I feel like this bat suit, or the Sonar suit, was inspired by H.R. Geiger. As you can see, there are several influences there, especially in the striations and just the overall look, that really resembles the legs of a xenomorph. The boots are sculpted excellent, and I like that they go all the way up to the shin guard. Now, there's not too much in terms of the malleability, so it's something to consider whenever you're posing this figure. It is a little bit limited, but nevertheless, the overall sculpt is very well done. Again, I do see the xenomorph in this sculpt. It looks awesome. Now, the reverse side of this piece really shows how unique this batsuit is. Now, let's start with the cowl. The finish on the cowl is really nice. It has this nice triangular shape that goes all the way down to the mid-back, and of course that beautiful sheen to it. But what is really impressive is the cape. Now, this cape is so unique, it's very malleable, which I really like, and most importantly, I like that it's able to drape over the shoulder. You really have some nice folds, and it doesn't flush out all the way to the bottom. It stays a couple inches above the boot line, which I really like. I'm really impressed with this bat suit. It's just really awesome. They did a really great job here, and I think you should mirror this one. Now, with most Batman figures at this point, they really kind of give you, similar to the DX versions, a square slab. which has the logo of the bat symbol and of course the question mark for the Riddler. I think this one is really cool because it's slightly perforated, so the question mark is a little bit raised along with the bat symbol. Now it is a little bit weird that on the lip of the base it only reads Batman, it doesn't read Batman Forever, and the only way that you would know that it was a Batman Forever Batman is obviously if you have the figure on top and of course the perforated logo with the bat and the question mark. There are two light sources on the side, but those have never ever worked for me, and I've always felt they were kind of gimmicky. Now, I was a little excited for the moment, or for an instant, I thought that this piece actually had a purr system, but that's not what this is. This tool is actually used to take out the Sonar visor, or the eyes, that he uses in the film. And it's pretty basic, you just, plug in and plug it out. It's not really too intuitive or anything like that, or not too messy. It's very simple. Nevertheless, we do have it. I think this is probably just another minimal display option. It really doesn't look that complicated, but nevertheless we do have it. Now there are some additional accessories with this figure. The other one is the folded boomerang, which again is done in that high finish, which is really nice. And then this like turbocharged boomerang thing, I'm not exactly sure what this is or what the nomenclature is. It does have some highlights with the purple, as is the whole entire motif in the actual film. If somebody can tell me what this thing is, I forgot to read the description of what it is. I don't know if it was used in the film, I'm pretty sure it was, but it is done in a nice finish and it's a nice accessory to have, so I think it's overall pretty cool. So I did have to go back, full disclosure, and read the description of the accessories. So this is the Batarang launcher with interchangeable modes, and of course we have the Bat Clamp launcher, which is really cool, and as you can see, there's also an extended Bat grapple. It actually goes all the way out, and you can actually put it in the gun, so to speak, which gives you that nice effect. It's some nice accessories to have and some additional display options should you choose the more dynamic versions of how you want to display this piece, which is really awesome. And of course, rounding out the last bit of accessories are 7 additional hands for various functions. Again, I always emphasize that. It's not just poses, it's functions. Every single hand has a unique weapon that is attached to it, which is really cool. Again, one of the things to consider always is that this is a full rubber body suit, although it is very flexible, so you can do dynamic poses, but the figure is a little bit limited, so it's something to consider. You don't want to be putting too much stress, as always. I emphasize this for the sake of longevity. Now this is kind of a hard figure to rate, because I guess it depends on taste and style and what you're into. I wasn't a fan of the Joel Schumacher Batmans, but I have to admit I did like the design of the Batman. And I guess, it is on a wait list right now on Sideshow's website, so I guess it's become more popular. It wasn't there before. In fact, there were discounts to try to sell this thing. But I do think it is definitely something that you want to keep in your collection, because it is a very unique Batman, and it's also a part of the historical, movie versions of Batman. I know that I'm going to be getting the George Clooney one, even though I couldn't stand those films. I think that the design of the Batsuit was pretty cool. Alright everybody, so that's my official review on Hot Toys version of Batman Forever, the Sonar suit version, the 1/6 scale figure. As always, I thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next RAUDEZA Reviews.